We're going to take you through a high-level view of a simplified annual budgeting model. We're looking at the budgeting year 2018 and a small company with only a small number of departments. One of the elements that is immediately available within MODLR is a Departmental Workflow, so you can see where every user is in the budgeting process, by department and assigned user. As I step through the planning modules, we can see that it's compartmentalized into different spend categories and revenue. So I'll start by looking at revenue. The business is a simple brick and mortar retail sales company, and we're planning by units sold here and calculating our revenue, cost of goods sold, net sales and margins as a result of that. These use a product pricing which has been planned and set at a monthly level here. I can override the given pricing at a point in time, and by changing that, it'll then change that pricing from that point forward. That'll then be used in our planning side for revenue. So our unit sales hold steady from November, but we should see now, if I trace back one of the values here, that the pricing for the pencil set is now at $5.69, as you can see there, reflecting from the new pricing I just entered. We're entering in units per each SKU level and then reviewing the resulting revenue and COGS and financial results at a product brand level. This information is then flowing through into a centralized OPEX budget, and if I jump into this Sydney 01 store, we can see those numbers then flowing in. With MODLR, all numbers that we can see can be traced back to their source. So we can see here, by explaining value on that number, $228,000, that's showing a link through into the sales, getting revenue for all products. I can then click on that link and see a breakdown of how that calculation occurred. And then I can drill into, say, the pencil product line SKU and see that in December it was 55 units at a price of $5.69, which results in $312 of revenue. Within the OPEX component here, I can look at a specific cost area, say equipment, and I can type in a new annual budget for that. Specify a phasing method, and then as soon as I hit enter, that phasing method will kick in and phase those numbers across the planning sheet. This will add across and down, and it will also add across in each department that we see here. I've chosen finance, so as you can see, we have other phasing methods such as head count, which is a rate per head, prior year trend, which uses the proportions in the last year's months to then phase out the numbers at the higher level, calendar days, even phasing, and manual entry. Manual entry being the default if no method is specified, which allows us to type numbers directly in a given month. Next we have the capital planning module. Here I can provide a number of assets, the type, which drives the asset life, a purchase month and year, which is also when the asset starts to capitalize, and initial cost. Now it pays to remember that within MODLR, the models are all built from the ground up, so this is one very simplified example of capital spend planning. We expect most of our customer environments to be a bit more complicated than this. We also have a personnel planning model where we can enter in staff members, their titles and start month and year, as well as if any staff member is terminating with the company. We can override salary information that's coming from our accounting or payroll systems and also plan for a bonus in a given month this year. We can then see the results of that information or plans at an account level for different employees or employment types as groupings and different departments. And again, you can see that flows back through into the OPEX planning component here. Lastly, we have travel planning. With travel planning, we're just taking a look at when staff might fly for conferences or sales meetings. and then we can plan for a number of people and a number of nights. The system is using a company-wide rate card, which we can see here, to provide the figures to work out how much it's going to cost for the accommodation as well as the flights. And once again, we can right click and explain the value there and see effectively for travelling to Auckland for 2 people, we're looking at a rate of $194 per flight. This is then split up into domestic and international, which is used to flow back into specific travel accounts, domestic and international within our P&L. We've given a simple profit and loss view here, showing a breakdown of accounts for a given department or for all departments. And effectively, each user will be locked to seeing just their department. Or the way that MODLR works is that we can provide read or write or no access to individual departments, accounts, years, scenarios or measures. Lastly, we have a small sales dashboard just looking at units sold and the top and bottom products, and this information comes through from the finance systems overnight. Thanks for watching a demo on a simplified annual budgeting model. This kind of solution can be set up within a couple of days at this level of simplicity. However, what we find is that most customers need a bit more tailoring and a bit more of their methodologies embedded within our platform. Thanks for watching.